Hello, everybody, and to all my furry friends out there, welcome to another game. This one is going to be an interesting one, because I can't do a British accent whatsoever. But let us dive into Crimes and Punishments of Sherlock Holmes. I will be your Panda Investigator for today. Starring Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Dracula. The Fate of Black Peter. Oh, Black Peter. Oh, Black Peter. Do. Gotta fix my fix the broadcast overlay really quick. There we go. The Fate of Black Peter. What the?
Holmes!
The f- The fuck are you doing, Sherlock?
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
I don't remember Sherlock being this crazy. Well, and apparently I'm Dr. Watson.
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Okay. There are no clues at the moment. Please continue the investigation. Okay. Alright. Looks like... Hold on, I gotta fix it again. My, chat box might be better off on the right-hand side, because the left-hand side seems to be used for notifying me. Let's see. That should be good. There we go. There we go, Governor. I don't have a British accent, but I can sure try and offend everyone I know.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Hold on, I want to get changed. Is there a wardrobe? Oh, Watson's room. Shall I invade his privacy? You have anything good in here? No, just an ordinary room. To Woodman's
I
Lee.
cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
But
Oh, what a mess! What a
okay, I'm not finished here.
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
If needed, specifically. Oh, here's my room. I was about to say, where's my room? Sailor's outfit. Unbuttoned suit. Casual suit. Black suit. Brown suit. Green suit. Gray suit. Light suit. We shall go with the brown suit. Or no, the black suit. Oh, whoops. I've not made any deductions. So, if in case you guys can't tell, this is an investigation-based game. There we go. Now I'm ready to go to Woodman's Lee. Why do we have a close-up of Sherlock Holmes' face? Okay, I dig it. Actually traveling from location to location is pretty cool. Pretty neat.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Hello. I'm sure by the end of this I'll be able to sport a beautiful British accent. I don't know, I fucking suck at this.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Anything unusual that night?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Okay. Now, where was he found?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Okay. Do you have any
Was your
visitors?
husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Alright, anything to inspect on her person? A locket. Aha. Cool. Cool. What did that do?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Damn it.
You have
Bollocks.
indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Yes, I have quite the intellect.
Thank you, madam.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? No clues available. Oops. I keep accidentally pressing Y for some reason, expecting it to
It
do
seems
something.
that the garden was well maintained.
Okay, can't go that way. Did that. Inspector!
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Okay.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Someone trying to force their way in to hide some evidence, maybe? Not your attention and finding. Yeah.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Oh, Jesus.
What a terrible way to die.
Can I even show this on YouTube? Holy shit.
Someone drank from this glass recently.
Holy.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Let's open it. What's that? Ah, tobacco.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Ah, it's one of these. Like so. Almost got it. I had it. Wait, maybe if I go from opposite. I'm on to something. Oh. Come on. Ooh. Got it.
Yes.
Woo!
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Jesus, that was ridiculous.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Okay. Can I even show the body?
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Okay. I have boots now.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Harpoons for hunting whales. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884.
If there's anything on the shelf. Oh.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Oops.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Yes.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Alright. Roof.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Notebook.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
JHN, you say? Can I open the notebook?
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Alright, see if there's anything in inspector mode. Can I investigate the painting? Right.
The weapon
Let's see.
This man, Peter Carey, was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Oh, okay, I get it. These, open up dialogue options.
Dundee. Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
Congrats, I guess?
The
Mr. Holmes?
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Loading, loading, loading.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Really?
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank
Small
you,
tin
madam.
box, you say? Oh, there is a run button. Sweet. I already examined the shelf.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Oh, let's see.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Oh, whoops. So, let's see. Break-in attempts, missing box. Nope. Um. Okay. Let's see. See if there's anything else I can investigate around here. Let's talk
Have
to
you
the
finished
inspector
inspecting
now.
the crime scene?
Mr. Holmes?
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
Alright.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
What else is there?
This place, an object was... It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's see if she has
Who
anything.
could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Oh.
I cannot leave yet. I am not...
Mr. Holmes?
I am not finished here.
Mr. Holmes?
What else is there to investigate? What do I do? How do I solve the murder? The murder. Oh, oh, I see something that wasn't. So there's something else about the pool of blood.
J.A.
I don't see anything else. Let's check this again. Wait. Maybe someone left some footprints somewhere. Ah! Found something.
These boots don't match the footprints. These footprints appear...
Hmm.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
These footprints... These footprints...
Have you finished inspecting?
Alright. How the frick? Don't want that menu. Damn it.
These foot...
boots come
Have you
back.
finished inspecting the crime scene?
No. How did I get to my inventory before? Oh, I don't want that. Ah, there we go.
These footprints.
Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Inspect the crime scene at Woodlands Lee.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Let's see. Anything over here?
Mr. Holmes?
Anything at all? Yeah, there's the inscription. But there we go.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook
Oh
was
my
not
god,
lying
that's
on the
all I
floor
was
prior to the
fucking
crime,
missing.
but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
That's it. That's all I was missing.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Are you serious?
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
All right. I think I got what I needed.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Aha.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Aha. I am advancing. Woohoo! God, that was so ridiculous. That was the only thing that was missing was a little blood spatter on the notebook. And I swear I went over it like 5 times. Honest to God. Do you see him
Did you hear that?
Of course I fucking did.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Woohoo! First off, let me change the camo a little bit. There we go. Not as dark now.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Yes. You know, don't just think that he's a murderer or anything. The Scotland Yard. Did I make it to the yard?
Locked.
Let's talk to the boy and see what happens.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
This is true. I mean, honestly, I don't think he did. Shabby cap. Expensive fabric. Elaborate button. Short sleeves. Calluses. Scars.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
I don't know. Maybe. Who the frick knows?
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Mm-hmm.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN. And partner, 1883.
Oh, there we go. Alright. That's experiment required. We need to find out with that yeah. Okay.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These are brief.
Set up a harpooning experiment. Okay. Julio. Julio Watson. Tasks completed. Place the murder and inspect Scotland Yard. Interrogate. Yep. Examine the belongings. A harpoon throwing experiment. Where are you, Watson? There you are.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No. But we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Great.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Woohoo.
I need to take a harpoon with me. This is where I keep my post. This is where I keep my post. This is where I keep my archive. I can always
So I gotta go back to Woodman's Lee, grab a harpoon, then go to the butcher shop. game's a lot more complex than I thought it was.
That should do it. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Right, now we go. And let's go harpoon us a pig. I have a harpoon.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
There we go.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Huh. Okay, let's go back to the kid and investigate his belongings a bit more. Lucky throw or feat of strength? I think it takes a lot of strength. Honestly. Let's examine his
These are the
belongings a bit more.
suspect's belongings. From R. Dawson. To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. Locked. Locked.
Oops, he's in this room. Let's see if he's got anything else to say.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Huh.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Oh, damn it.
So, Mr. Nell...
The ring is mine.
Damn it, I clicked the same thing again.
So, Mr. Nell...
The ring is mine.
Oh,
So,
The ring is mine.
which one is it? It should be... Oh, not the tobacco pouch. Oh, what is it?
so, Mr.
The ring is mine.
Maybe it's his father's jacket? Ah, there we go.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Is there a way to tell the detective he's good? What's down here? Oh, this must be the morgue.
Mr. Holmes?
Is there a way to talk to the chief and let him know that he's not...
Locked.
Mr. Holmes?
So now I gotta go back to Baker Street and consult his archive. Gotta search my archives.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Wait, duh, Dawson and Nelgan are bankrupt. Dawson and Nelgan Investment Fund bankrupt. Nelgan missing. The Dawson and Nelgan Investment Fund, regional banking institution based on Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio, and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of the company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelgan one of the bankers has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelgen is wanted both by the police and his
Here
creditors.
it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Oh, so his family's bankrupt. So where does that leave us? His family was bankrupt. Did the guy have the ring? Let's go find out.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
What if they're the same person? What if they're the same person? He just legally changed his name. I think that's a possibility, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? We finally reached our destination. Woo! I went to the wrong place. Damn it. Alright, let's get some records.
"1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Peter Carey, Master Charles Allison, First Mate Henry Joy, Second Mate James Lancaster,
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
Thursday, June 8th, light breeze through the day. Saw Whale tail alongside at southeast. Just at night, 2 more ships is in sight. At 7620, long 2045. Latitude 7620 and longitude 2045. Wednesday, June 14th. Moderate wind from east. Saw no whales today. Latitude 7629 and longitude 2573. Monday, June 19th. Light and variable wind through the day. Saw another whaling ship far away in the north. 7643 and 2212. Saturday, June 24th. Strong wind from south. Will go to the north. 1 year ago, there were a lot of whales. Latitude 7717 and longitude 1992.
Log notes for July. Nothing
July.
special.
July 1st, light wind from north to northeast south. 2 whales at northeast. Last 7636, longitude 1814. Wednesday, July 6th. Strong wind from the north all day. Squally wind from the northeast at night. Monday, July 18th. Strong breeze from the southeast. York got sick. Saw whale tail in east. In company with Allison and Joy. Sunday, July 24th. Moderate wind from the east. Saw no whales today.
Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Tuesday, August 2nd. Rather squally wind through the day and night. Latitude. Saturday, August 6th. Squally wind.
Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Huh. Next. Wiggins might help find the crew of the Sea Unicorn. It should be somewhere on Baker Street. Ah, right.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Really?
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Huh.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Yep. To the yard. To the yard. The Scotland Yard. I forgot that's what they call the police station. Different. I'm a super sleuth.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
I don't think so. I think I'm on the right track in comparison to you guys.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Shall take the boots.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Slightly bigger than the ones I found before.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it. Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
We shall talk to Liam Hartley.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
I shall profile him. Let's do it. Oh, that's a scar. Ah, you be the gardener.
That's all for now.
But she said there was no gardener. I done there thought she said there was no gardener. So it was him. Open deductions. I don't have any more clues. Perfect.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Aha! Thought she said there was no gardener. Let's talk to her and see what she has to say. Cheating woman!
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
Back to the yard to interrogate.
Please. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Gardening.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now.
Get his tools, eh? Back to Baker Street. Just a lot of travel. Back and forth from location to location. And I went to Baker Street. Damn it. Oh, did it again. Ooh, did it. Got another one.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband. The only other thing that needed further explaining. Oh, right, I gotta go to my house, right? Because I got a note that I can get off of some chemicals. Ew.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
So blue. Green. Orange. Clear.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Dang it. Alright, so.
First
Recipe.
condition, all 7 reagents should be
must
used.
Yep.
Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
So wait.
First condition.
Yep,
all
all
seven
seven need to be
reagents
used.
should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay. Clear. And blue.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Dang it. I had it. Hold on. Oh, I hate puzzles.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
This isn't gonna work, is it?
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Oh. I could have just skipped it. Oh.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
Are you serious? I could have just skipped the puzzle. I thought skip meant skip the dialogue, not the puzzle itself. Damn it. I feel so stupid now.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well,
Just nothing.
you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Go to Woodman's Lee this time, not Baker Street. God, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. Holy cow. I think I've been at this for almost 2 hours. On this one case.
Locked. Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam. Let's see what could be hidden here. Let us see what is in this box.
Oh, that was easy.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting. Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Aha! The investigation is finally underway! Panda Investigator is here. If
Mr.
the game
Holmes,
was on.
we
There
found
go.
the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC,
Aha.
the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins,
Ding.
could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Oh boy!
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Oh boy! Oh, I gotta dress like a sailor. If I want to work like a sailor. There it is. Aw. Dang. Guess I'm too early. I jumped the gun a bit. Let's go to wood. Damn it, I didn't want to go to... Aww. Actually, what is going on? Change it. Can I change it? Can I? Please? Please, please, please. Panda Investigator is here. No. Whenever this carriage ride is over. God, I gotta raise this. Let's talk to him again.
I'm not saying another word.
Oh, okay. There we go. Good God.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Are you serious? I gotta go back to Baker Street, dress as a sailor, and then I can go. Good God. This case is taking forever. I'm definitely gonna have to edit this. Aha!
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Finally. We're making progress. Yes! Oh god, there's so many carriage rides going back and forth from location to location to location.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Alright, into some arm wrestling we go. On. Damn. Sherlock be pissed.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Alright, so how does this work? Push, retain, idle, plan your counter strategy. Pay attention to your stamina. Okay, I kind of get it. Come on, go down, go down. Come on, why won't you go down? Got him. Yes. Jesus. That was a lot harder than I thought.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want...
Alright, I think I got it. I think I have to win a couple of times. Come on. Come on. Damn it. Come on. Got him. Jesus. Whew.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter,
Black
you say?
Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Really?
Tell
Time for
me,
another
and
drink.
let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
Who was he?
I dunno. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. And those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course.
Of course. It'll stay between us. Right after I profile ya.
Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Right, plant the punch. Climb back in.
Here it is. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Oh, but I was just getting used to the environment. Let's go to the yard. Oh, another speech bubble. Hey, I gotta go back in. There's more clues. Ooh. I'm connecting the dots. Starting to connect some dots here. There's multiple ways of going about this.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here?
Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Alright, so what does it say next? Completed. Oh,
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
not quite. Getting close, though.
These are the... These are the suspect's belongings. A handkerchief. I wonder if these are connected.
Oh, the Canadian Pacific Railway. Or, yeah.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Alright, some more stuff. Hartley's guilty. I don't know. I feel like there's not enough evidence. Ah.
The
Yeah.
case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
Let all
Tell
lie.
Who killed Black Peter?
It was Liam Hurtley.
That doesn't surprise me. I've never seen a guiltier-looking fellow.
He was in love with Judith Carey. It caused a conflict that proved fatal for her husband.
I see. Come on now, let us confront him.
Liam Hurtley, you are formally accused of the murder of Peter Carey. We are aware that you were in love with Carey's wife. He was a violent and irascible man. He needed to be eliminated. You had no qualms.
But that's absurd. I'm innocent.
Well, we caught you, lad.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Liam Hartley murdered Peter Carey, remained silent and hide his crime. Thanks for your detective reasoning. His relationship with Peter Carey was revealed, as also his presence at Woodman's Lee. Decided to bring him into justice. I accept my decision. Alright, so that's the end of that case. Join me for the next episode when I try to solve the riddle on the rails. Thank you guys so much for watching. Show that like button some love with a big bear hug, and remember to always stay cute, stay cuddly, and I'll be back before you can say Bamboo! See you soon.